Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our weekly stream of Crown of the Gods. We are having some technical Skype difficulties with Alla.
Hello.
Yay, there she is.
Hi.
She's
Sorry.
very unreliable, and we haven't heard from her in hours. So we're not sure if she will join us on this call or not.
Yeah, I was the unreliable one who disappeared for 3 hours there.
I had to do weed whacking.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, yes, I'm here now. Are we live already?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, hello, everyone.
So thank you guys for joining us. Things have been going well. We did have our first mass stress test attack. We had done many of stress tests of attacks, but it had always been from one person to another person. So basically what I would do is I would take can everybody hear us? Just making sure that everybody can hear us before I ramble on for 30 minutes and then ask.
Right.
Which I do tend to do.
I don't know. My hitbox isn't loading for me. It just keeps spinning circle and loading stream.
Yeah, I can hear us myself.
Yeah, I can hear us. Oh,
Cool.
sorry, you see us.
All right. Well, I will keep going. We'd always done the attack stress tests. Is what I'd do is I'd send an attack at Alla, and then I just duplicate it 1,000 times, just to see
Yeah,
how
those are fun.
Yeah. You're such a great guinea pig.
I know. All of these things get tested on me.
As long as you don't bear siege her castle, it's okay. You try to bear siege her castle, and she gets all kinds of crazy. Even if it's for
Yeah,
testing.
only when I have one castle, it's my only castle, then I get angry.
Yes. But you guys should have been around when we first started developing the game, and I would literally 7-point Alla's castle every day.
Yeah, those were the days.
I had to test the sieges out, and it took a long
Every
time.
day.
Every day they needed to be tested just to make sure. But we had never had issues before with the processing of the attacks. But what I didn't take into account was the amount of data that everybody on the different servers would be downloading extra, which is, every time you have an attack incoming, you've got to download that attack data so that you can see it. And you need all the details and stuff like that. So what happens is that especially on Amazon, the Amazon servers kind of artificially cap your in and out data rates. So what happened was we were hitting those data caps because there was so much extra information going out, especially with, I'm sure, a bunch of people checking the incoming and outgoings, which even is more and more data pull. So I've spent the good part of this morning going through and figuring out ways to kind of fix that so that it's more of a push system instead of a pull system, which should completely alleviate the amount of lag that anybody got from an extensive amount of trades or attacks or anything like that. So that is what I will be working on for the next day or so, is just getting that system down, making it work right, making sure that the information still comes through correctly, but that it doesn't cause any lag.
Cool.
Which is kind of what we need to do, stuff like, because I can only test so much myself, because even with, I think at one point I sent 5,000 attacks at Quetzal, and it all just, went through perfectly, but it's because I was only one person doing it. And so it wasn't, like a whole bunch of people getting a whole bunch of different attacks and everybody pulling different amounts of data from the server, So that's what betas are for, is really for testing out mass, attacks and things that I can't actually test myself. So it's a good thing, and it's something that I will fix, and hopefully there will be more mass attacks going on so that we can keep testing it out more and more. I'm sure that the people who get hit by the massive attacks aren't as happy about it, but it's all for the good of the game. And it's something that if we can get it under control, then we won't have to worry about it going forward.
Sounds good.
So it's all a process, you know, going back and tweaking things and changing things and fixing things that you were previously had already made but need to make better, and you know, optimizing networks and the amount of data pushed and pulled and things like that. You know, little things too, I think, like you know, I added in kind of like an idle, so that if somebody's not actively on the game, you know, like say somebody gets up and walks away for 3 hours but keeps the game on, it kind of pauses the game a little bit, at least on their side, until they get back to the computer and move around again. And that should keep from, you know, even if you're all not actually doing anything, you're still pulling the data back and forth in order to get updates and things like that. So if you're not actually at your computer or actually looking at the screen, there's no reason for that data to keep on going. So little things like that should, you know, keep the servers running well and keep anybody from having lag.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
So I worked on that a little bit this morning, and then the pushing and pulling of data, you know, something I'll work on probably tonight a bit. You know, it was something I had to sit there and think about, and so I went and did yard work, because usually I get my best ideas when I'm doing something else that has nothing to do with it. Yes, people are paying for the game now, but so am I. We are not breaking even, so even though you guys are paying for the game, there's not enough people on the servers to actually pay for everything. So it's not like you guys aren't getting something. You're getting to play the game, even though it, you know, has issues here and issues there. It's still very functional. In fact, when everybody was having all the lag issues, I logged on, like, kept reloading and reloading to see if I could get the same issues, and everything seemed to work fine for me. So it's, you know, it's a work in progress, and that's what betas are for. And you know, we kind of did disclaim that in the beginning, that these are betas and that it is for figuring out the bugs and fixing them in the game. And you know, we never advertised it would be bug free and working perfectly. You know, and we're not really forcing anybody to, you know, pay for the game as well. You don't need to have the counselors or use the items. There are lots of bosses in the game. I think we have at least 10 times the bosses and 10 times the refresh rate of bosses than the other games that we will not mention had. So there is plenty of opportunity to get free items. But we do need the stress tests.
Yeah, this was the first mass scale attack that we've had come in. I was really excited when somebody told me about it last night.
So, I mean, we needed it to be done so that I can pinpoint where the problems are, and it's exactly what happened, and now I can, you know, go in and fix them so it doesn't happen again.
Yep, so it won't happen again.
Yeah.
Now we just wait for the next bug.
Yes. But it should, you know, I should be able to figure out a system that's good enough so that we could, you know, have 10 times the amount of attacks that we had today and still be okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's all just optimization and tweaking and figuring out the way that data is sent instead of, you know, having it sent all the time.
Yeah, it was definitely a good test. And we appreciate everybody who participated and endured through it.
Yes. Yes, we do. And it is a beta, so, you know, it's bound to have problems here and there. And, you know, there's always going to be people that are unhappy, even when the game is, you know, live and perfect. There's still going to be issues that people are not happy with. And if it's not that, it's going to be features. But we try our best. I work very hard. Ala works very hard. 80 works very hard at making this game good. So, you know, it's not like we're not trying to do it as fast as possible and fix things as fast as possible. It's just, you know, these things take time, and we don't know that things are a problem until we actually test them.
Hey, another really good thing that we got in this week is the, are you on the dev server there, Gordy, that you can show the X buttons on the trains?
Yeah, I am. Let me-
Yeah, that would be a really popular thing.
Yeah. So I think it's in and working on the dev server now. We just need to
Patch it in.
patch it. Yeah.
We try to find where Ella is hiding. I don't think I have any carts in this city.
We have gotten a lot ironed out this far.
We
I can
really
tell.
have. I'm actually surprised at the amount that we've gotten done in just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, X button on the trades, and you can cancel them, and they do return. And
Woohoo!
we'll see if I get the resources back. I was messing with that all night last night, trying to
yeah.
get the resources to come back.
Yeah, lots of accidental trades got sent out. That's another question. Is it ever going to be where if you click on a temple that it will default to temple send instead of
Yes.
regular?
Yeah, that's on
Excellent.
the list for eventually things. Yeah.
I wonder if there's any
Hopefully.
enlightened or blessed castles on 22. Those things seem to get filled so quickly.
I see one just to the west of me. Green Apple, Ivara blessing. I don't know if you've lost that now.
The hitbox won't load for me, so I can't see what you're doing.
There's one. So I did make it, or at least Alan made it, so that if you send temple resources, this in one.
CJ, if you send a raid out and you cancel it, you have to cancel it within 10 minutes, or it will continue onto the dungeon even if it's canceled.
So what you're hitting when you hit the X button on a raid that's more than 10 minutes out is you're just changing it from recurring to singular.
Yes.
Right, you should be able to cancel it twice if it's actually within that 10 minutes still. So you can cancel it from recurring and cancel it as a regular raid as well.
Right, that's what those 2 clicks are for.
We must have messed up the green, but we did have it where the temple trades are a different color.
Showing up in a different color, yeah.
But I was messing with it this morning, so I must have disabled it somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But that is there.
I think to Crazy Horse's thing, a difficult time cancelling reinforcing armies that are reinforcing one of your castles. Yeah, so if you hit X on a reinforcement that's like reinforcing one of your castles for the last week or something, it has been not showing up as returning. It just kind of stays there even though it is returning. So I think we've changed that now.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that I fixed.
Yeah, so now when you hit X on a reinforcement, it disappears. Or, goes home.
Yeah.
Alright, CJ says that even if he cancels within that 10 minutes, it still keeps going. The first click is recurring. It cancels the recurring. The second click brings them home and cancels the raid.
Yes.
So you have to click it twice to get them to come home.
We will eventually make that clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first X on a recurring just kind of turns it into a normal raid.
A non-recurring raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if... I know my dungeons are sped up, so let me see if I can do it fast enough. No, I can't, because mine hit in 30 seconds, so I can never get within that 10% range.
Can you look in on my city? I'll show you if you want.
No, I actually, even when I can look in on people's cities, I can't see their commands, because that's player-based.
Okay. Okay.
So the commands come in based on the player, and not based on the city. So I'm basically just jumping and viewing people's cities without actually affecting them.
Okay.
I do need
Yeah, it
to.
was a thought.
I do need to make start working on some sort of way to get into a player's account, and then that's going to be the springboard into substitutions. So that is on my list of things to do. It's learn how to mimic somebody's account, and then after that, I can move in and institute a substitution program so that people can substitute other players.
Right.
So
Oh, BBJ has an interesting question.
What's that?
She just Senator sieged a castle that had a level 1 temple. After she capped it, the temple stayed built. Is that supposed to happen?
No.
No. That is
No.
not supposed to happen.
But I will fix that.
Cool.
I thought that I had put that in, but apparently I didn't.
And J Knight says that they're having a hard time seeing outgoing attacks again. That when you fixed it so that they were hidden to ranks that weren't supposed to see them, that nobody.
That nobody can see them? Did we, can you only see like your own, or how's it working? Oh, I think we lost everybody. Hold on. A new call is incoming. So are they working fact, or are they broken? Ah, there we go.
Sorry about that. My Skype just froze out of nowhere. It was weird. But we lost Lisa, so want to restart the call?
Sure.
Okay, hang on. Hello.
So even when you're, okay, I can take a look at that fact and see if I can fix it up. That they're still being hidden. So even when you change the preferences, it doesn't automatically let people see it, which it should.
Yeah, so I think basically the thing that we have at the moment where like certain columns are hidden is supposed to be for if you don't have the defense
permission.
counselor.
No, the
No,
hidden's supposed to be for permissions.
I don't think they're supposed to show at all in that case.
Yeah, but I made it so that it would, we talked about this yesterday, about how I was just making them going to say hidden.
Okay, well, we can look at that later.
But should be easy to fix. It's probably just pulling the wrong permission column. Let me check while I'm here. You know, messing with all these numbers gets trying. I have to have cheat sheets. Oh, the numbers
Doc
are
has
right.
a good question.
Okay.
Being able to send part of a reinforcement command home, which also brings up, will reinforcement commands merge eventually? If you're from the same city.
Do they merge now? I think they should
They
merge
don't
now.
merge now.
They
They
don't.
don't. It's on the bug list as is. We have a menu for partially recalling reinforcement or a siege, but we don't have it rigged up yet.
I did. I remember like early on that we had hooked that up.
Yeah, I asked you about it recently, and you said you would turn it back off.
No, the sieges, pulling sieges home, like partial sieges.
That was never in.
I think it was. I think we had a pop-up box that came and you could choose which ones you wanted. Like at the very beginning when I used to siege you every day.
Oh, we did, but oh no. No, there was a different pop-up box that was just information. That's what you're thinking of.
That was just, okay. And it didn't actually let you choose. Well, we can hook that up.
No. Yeah, well, so we have one for information and one that when you're recalling a siege or reinforcements that will let you choose what you take. So we have both of those pop-up boxes that we will eventually rig up.
Cool.
Yes. I know someone was talking in chat recently about how they would like to be able to click on, you know, like say you have 3 sieges on you, to be able to click on them and see what is in each one. So
As they
we
were
have a box
sieging?
for that. Yeah, as they're sieging. Or as they're being sieged. Or both.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we do have pop-up boxes for that as well, and we can get those in eventually.
Cool.
Hopefully by the end of beta 2. At some point we'll squeeze it in.
Yeah, we try not to put too much in, like, you know, the fix for the regional map. You know, it's just not something we can put in during the actual beta because it's going to cause another great cache clearing fiasco of 2015.
Yes.
Which nobody wants to repeat, especially me. And I think more so even 80, who has to,
Had to deal with it.
so much so that I made her a macro.
That was awesome. It's
I like
still
when people
helpful
turned it
for-
into a drinking game.
Yes. It's still helpful though for like if somebody's being looped home, the stale session ID thing. But
Yeah.
the macro is still helpful for that.
And, Ala, did you see Fact's last comment? Put that on my list so I remember. Because that's easy enough to put in as well.
Haha. Cool.
Oh yeah. Actually, that's something we need to look into for reports as well. Scout reports, and also for towers. Yes, lots that we need to do with reinforcements places.
At least they don't stick around anymore when they're sent home. And I think I lost everybody again. Let me see if I can...
Hello.
Did we
Sorry
lose
about-
everybody again?
Yeah.
Hey. Poor Addie.
The excellent workings of Skype.
Yeah. It worked so well last week. I don't know what's wrong with Skype today.
Let me see if I
So
enabled reinforcements. Because I thought that I had re-enabled it.
Which reinforcements merging?
They should
Oh,
merge,
okay.
actually.
I don't think they do. But hey, let's see. That's actually an Irish accent. That is not an English accent. That's me.
That's Lisa Alakazam.
Yes.
I'm Addie.
That actually is an English accent. It's
not.
all the same place.
It's not the same place.
Total TS on the reinforcement thing.
I think she's talking about if you scroll all the way down to the bottom left, in the info panel, it should show your total units stationed here. And right now it's only showing what belongs to that city, not reinforcements.
I thought it was the other way, where it was showing all the reinforcements but not the troops in the city.
You're talking about different parts of the same menu, so both of you are right.
I'll take that. But yes, I was pretty sure that they reinforcements were merging again. But if the box is showing 0 in the actual reinforcements box, I'll take a look at that.
Cool.
And I think that I I don't know if anybody's played around with it too much. I know there's still some lag on regional map, but I did mess around a lot with the CPU usage, so I'm still curious to see if anybody's noticed that their CPUs aren't running as hard.
I have not actually opened my task manager lately to see what it's doing. Let me do that real quick.
The reply all.
Removes the... Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, me neither. I don't send much mail.
My COTG tab is using 481 megabytes, and it's been 2 hours since I logged back into the game.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it usually goes up higher than that.
Yeah,
True.
so I think in the same way that eventually you'll be able to click on, like an outgoing command to see what's in it, you will also be able to click on a reinforcement to see what's in it. That same little information menu that I was just talking about will pop up.
And it might be something we could put into overviews too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
Overviews would be a nice place for that.
because the overviews are great because they're downloadable, which I think that some of the bigger alliances are enjoying because they can actually just do a complete data pull. So members can go in there and pull all their information and drop it in, especially for troops and things. But it's so much bigger than what you could fit in the game without taking up the entire window. And I think it's pretty quick. At least it is for me. So that might be a good place to put that kind of information so that people can have like a big layout of information of what's reinforcing them and things like that. Could be helpful.
To Fact's question, does the green refine button work, or is it just always green even if you don't have a tower? It only appears if you have a tower, a level 10 tower, and also a trade counselor.
This city has no tower, and as you can see, it's got no green dot. And then if you switch to a city that does have a tower, there's the green dot.
Oh yeah, no, there is no red dot. It's just either a green dot or else no dot.
Yes.
Right. So maybe that's why you're missing it. You were looking for a red dot.
Let me see if it switches on if I build one quickly. Up, there it goes. So yep, as soon as I build a tower, the green dot goes on. So it works.
Cool.
And as Ala requested, we did put it in so that now your res do not go red if you are purifying them. So I kind of put in a 500 resource buffer, so it always keeps you about 500 below your cap at all times if you have the trade counselor activated. So that should keep people from worrying that their resources are not getting refined.
Yeah, I think it has helped. We haven't had any more bug reports about that since. So, sweet.
Yeah, we could do a total row. Accessory for troops and everything like that as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it.
Have the overviews been good for you guys? Do you guys like the idea of having them on separate pages and being able to export them? I would think that it helps a lot, especially for Alliance organization and stuff. I've been tempted to put in more stuff for alliances, but I think that's going overboard. Where people who are leaders get to see other people's troops and stuff. I think that's just be too much. So it kind of has to be one of those things where if your members want to give you that information, then they can send it or put it on your Google Doc or whatever. But probably not the best thing to make available for an export.
Maybe we could do something like they can decide if they want to share that information with their alliance, something down the road. So the box starts out unchecked, but you can go into game options and say, I want to share my troop count with my alliance, or something.
Yeah, we could probably do that. Maybe something in the options page. We can have a bunch of options, that's only for overviews and alliances.
Yeah.
Allow the alliance to see my cities, allow the alliance to see my stuff, so then they can go in there and I don't see the problem with pulling other alliances information, or at least like the cities, and like general information about the cities, because it all is readily available. It's just not compiled anywhere. So I mean, you could easily go into any alliance and see if they are, see where all their cities are if you clicked each person player by player and look at their city list. So I don't have a problem putting together a list of things that everybody can see in the game.
Oh yes, Sith Lord asks, when you support another player, you don't get any reputation added to your reputation ranking, and you don't get any unit kills in the rankings. Can we fix that?
I thought that I'd put that in.
I thought you had too, but lots of people have said so far in this beta that actually it isn't working, so I guess not.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'll have to test that or something, because I thought that I'd put it in and it should show on the reports as well. But
yeah,
I will test that out and make sure.
Peacer would like to know if there's any way to shorten the left-hand panel when you click on a building, so that you don't have to scroll all the way down to find demo or move.
Oh, yeah, I suppose we could put in like collapsible bits of the building menu. If people want that. Yeah, that's something I hadn't even thought about. But yeah,
could you make it where we could click on like the downgrade and it would collapse everything except for the button? So then the downgrade menu would just have the button, but it would hide the rest of the divider?
Yeah, we can do that. Actually,
okay.
I think that's the way that it's set up already, so that wouldn't even take very much work. So yes.
Cool.
Yeah, that should be easy enough to do.
Yeah. So Carius is saying that his trade counselor is still only working when he scrolls from city to city. You are one of a couple of people who are still having that problem. I think most people aren't.
I actually made a test script that is only Vocarious' cities. Just to test it out. So we can do it here. If he's not clicking through all of his cities and wants to sit in his hub, I'll run it real quick and see if they show up.
Vocarious, are you okay with that? Do you want to just sit in one of your hubs and Gordy can run the script?
God, I love the lag between when we say it and when it hits that box.
I know.
Yeah, I actually just ran it.
Okay.
To see if it ran through all of his cities. So he can.
That's. Go ahead. I'm
What?
sorry. That's another suggestion that's been made is a hotkey to move buildings.
Oh yeah, M used to do that.
Yeah. Vocarious says he's not touching anything, so.
Cool.
All right. Well, I am running it
The
again.
script is running.
Yeah, it already ran, so it looks like it's not doing anything now, but it should have already sent out a bunch of stuff. Export incoming tax. I think we could export incoming attacks and
Yeah.
maybe do two pages. So it'd be personal incoming attacks, and then if you have alliance permissions, then you can see the alliance incoming attacks. I didn't get to test whether or not the actual alliance pages hide if you don't have the permission. So if you guys have been able to test that, you know, it'd be good to know if it actually works or not.
You know what I'm wondering with Vicarious is if he's just not seeing the commands. Zeke had a problem this morning where he would think that his counselor wasn't working, leave the city, come back, and it would show the progress bar and such time left. But if he was in the city, the progress bar wouldn't pop up.
Well, Vocarious is saying
What
that
browser was that?
his is only working if he's actually in the city.
Okay. I'm just wondering if maybe that's an issue where he's not seeing the commands come up. But it is actually working. You know what I mean?
I actually think it's not working for
Okay.
some reason, but his actual cities look like they're set up right because I think it runs when I run the personal script. So the only thing I can think of, and the reason that it's doing that, is because I think I know what it is. So I'm going to try something after the stream, see if I can change that around. Because it's only a limited number of people that's having the issue.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 people.
Very
So
cool.
that tells me that it might just be because I'm running 20 scripts. Basically what I did was I separated it out, and there's 20 trade counselor scripts that run at different times that kind of go through everybody's cities. That way I calculated it out with the processing time. You know, I could process, you know, up to 50,000 cities, I think, in under 30 seconds by running them at the same time. So maybe it's just his is getting left out somewhere, so I'll have to play around with that.
Okay. Fact asks, will the Alliance internal announcements and the external Alliance profile, will they be hooked up soon?
I can.
Are you in the game, Ala?
Yeah?
You want to give me second leader?
Are you in my Alliance? I think you left my Alliance.
No, he came back today.
Oh.
I got the pop up.
Oh, look at that. I apparently invited you earlier today. What did you want? Second leader, where are we? There we go.
Thought I had hooked this up,
Cool.
but I am not positive. And it is not showing. Oh, yes, it is showing. Somewhere. How come we're not on the list of alliances?
Click it twice. You
We're
click
not-
on rankings once and it only shows a few, and then you click on it a second time and it brings them
Oh,
all.
it depends on when rankings are updating.
Okay.
Oh, I guess it's not hooked up in the alliance view, but I did play around with it, so I'll hook that up later. But I had thought maybe I just started it and didn't actually finish it. So I'll work on that.
Cool.
Ooh.
Let me try
Okay,
running
so
Vicarious'
BJ
script again.
Wubsy are 2 other people who are also suffering with the same problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know there's someone else as well. Begins with an S or something.
I will get that fixed.
Cool.
But it's if it's what I think it is, it's probably 1/20th of the players are not working.
Oh, okay.
Oh, geez.
Sounds about right.
So that would make it what, like 20 people?
Yeah.
Although I think we've got quite a few people who aren't at the point where they need the trade counselors anyways.
True.
We do have a good amount of people that are online at any given time, though. Every time I look at it, it's about 200 to 225.
That's awesome.
So definitely an active bunch.
Yes, very much.
Although I am kind of discouraged that nobody's got a level 10 temple yet.
Someone has a level 2 though. I was admiring it there on a region view yesterday. Emma Bunny, I think, has our first level 2. That is strange. In fact, had a senator bounce off an empty square yesterday and had to send it again 6 hours later, and it landed.
Huh. Okay.
That is very strange.
Yes, it is. It's always those ones that are the hardest to fix. It's the ones that happen 1 in 1,000 chance,
Yep.
So it's much easier for me to fix things that I can replicate easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the random ones are the ones that they hit some people, and I don't know what to do to help them.
Did you tell them to clear their cache?
You know what? I ask them to refresh. That's usually the first thing I ask is a refresh, and only because it does so often work.
Yeah, in fact, if you want to put that in a ticket and give us the codes and stuff, I can at least take a look at it. Although if it lets you settle the second time, I doubt there's going to be any residual leftover things that are wrong with it.
Hey, something that we do need to get in soon is the icons over region view for like if you're attacking, a cavern or a city, or like settling a spot or sending a trade to a city or whatever. I think
Yeah.
that would help people.
I do have those icons, so I need to
We do.
do that.
Yes.
What is the highest level temple we have so far?
Level 2.
Wow.
I think we only have one level 2. It's Emma Bunny's temple to Ibria, the orange goddess.
Is anybody focusing shrines yet?
I've seen a couple that have like loads of little 7 points around them. So yes, I think some alliances anyway.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks like there's 2 level 2s. No, 1 level 2. It looks like a lot of different people are getting them too. So it's nice that it's getting spread around.
Yeah. Glass wants to know if we find a spot that we think should be settleable and isn't. Do you want those coordinates?
Those will all be fixed on for the 3rd beta after I redo the regional map. It's been something I've been working
We're
on.
like totally going to be completely redoing the regional map. So no, you don't need to send us those coords because like everything is going to be redone after beta 2 region wise.
Yeah.
Fact says actually, Gingorn bug reported this to me a couple of days ago that the loyalty rankings are different than if you go into the loyalty tab in Alliance, the one in Alliance. I think it must show like maybe temples that are still building or something because it always shows higher. So yeah, that's something that we need to look into and fix.
Yeah, maybe I need
That
to
discrepancy.
jump into an alliance so I can try to fix it that way. Because it's easier for me to
Yeah.
fix if I am actually looking at the thing to see if it's actually
That would
fixed.
actually be a big help, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody is going to be very happy for the trade cancel button.
I think this should be in later tonight or something.
Yeah, or anything if maybe early tomorrow.
Okay. Early tomorrow.
So I still need to hook it up for temple trades.
Oh yeah, okay. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it's something that everybody's been asking for. So the more people I see ask for something, the faster I make it a priority.
Yep.
I should work on being able to just force myself into people's alliances. Kind of like I just jump into their cities.
Yeah.
Visiting GM. Hello.
Just have a giant tab with all their chats.
Cordy, fact says that you must go to Freebirds first, like everybody else.
No.
You have been content to the Sister Alliance. Sorry, Gordon.
You know, other than the attacks today, I think everything's working well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and once the lag in region is fixed, that's gonna just make everything so much better.
Yeah, we're getting there.
You know,
Definitely.
I knew it when we originally had the region map made that there was going to be, it just had too many layers on it. So dropping it down will make it a lot better. Kind of condensing everything.
I think what Glass is talking about, the freeze lags are like when you click on a spot that it doesn't do anything for like 10 seconds. So yeah, that'll get fixed with the new region map.
Yep.
When it has less layers.
That'll also get fixed as I clean up the code so that people aren't requesting so much data, because that's what's slowing it down. So that might be fixed before we fix the regional map.
Region lag begins when you select a city in the sidebar. What sidebar? BBJ, yes, there will be a friendly fire checkbox thing in outgoing attacks. So there'll be like a little kind of outgoing attacks information box. So when you click on a command, that a little box will pop up, and you can do things like uncheck the alliance button there. So.
Oh, Game Gordon says that the overviews does match the right loyalty.
Oh.
So it's right in overviews for export, but it's not in rankings.
Well, I'll certainly have a look at it. If anything, since I don't want to go to the Sister Alliance, I'll have to join Orc or something.
Does Orc have a spot? Last I knew they were at 100. Oh, no, they're at 93. They've got a spot.
That's the Gordy spot they're preserving for me.
Glassell, that was already mentioned by JK earlier to have totals in overviews. So, yeah. And the overview in troops doesn't match. There's one that Rangers and Arbalists are mixed up in overviews or something like that. Somebody ticketed it.
Oh,
Okay,
I think
I'll have a look at it.
Is it on?
I thought I fixed it.
I think, yeah. I think that the order of troops in the overviews is confusing some people. It's in a kind of a weird order. So I think that we need to change that to go like in order, starting with guard, going to vanquisher, and then like going on through all of the troops into cavalry, then into siege engines, and then into ships, because people are looking for their troops and not being able to find them in the list.
And yes, Rex, I will fix your crazy palace temple issues that only you seem to have constantly.
What is Rex doing to his temples?
Gosh knows.
And yes, any items that you're having problems with, we'll sort you out for those as well.
The next date is probably going to be tomorrow morning.
Well, King needed it typed out
Why?
because he's deaf.
Oh. 80, you need to be doing sign language for these streams.
Yeah, if I knew enough. I could spell it out word for word.
You can just wave your hands around and pretend.
I don't think that would work very well. Sith Lord says naval units don't show up on the overviews at all either.
Okay. I'll take a double look at the overviews and make sure all the troops are lined up the right way.
Cool.
And I do have to cut out at exactly 5 today, so if anybody else has any questions, now's the time.
John 2 would like to know if in overviews you can freeze the header and first column to make scrolling easier.
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
Floating overview or a floating header. I need to do that for rankings too, I think.
Yes, we do.
What we should probably do is just make the outside its own like divider, and then the inside have the overflow. So you're actually
Or we could
scrolling
just
the
make
overflow.
2 different tables, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
Oh, yeah, that.
So we can do that.
Portals
Portals.
will open again soon, right?
Yeah, they should.
We don't
It's
know.
on a schedule, and I have no idea actually when they will be opening. It's completely random, so you guys will know the same time that I know when they will open, but they will open again.
Cool.
So I don't think anybody took too big of advantage of them last time, but I think people have more troops now. So I'm probably not going to do a hard patch as much as I'm going to do a keep the servers running and do like a soft patch kind of thing. That seems to work a lot better than making new servers with full new information, just because it you don't have to wait for the warm-ups.
Yeah, the server warm-ups on top of everybody logging back in right away is really hard.
So the just pushing the patches through seems to be working pretty well. So I'll just keep doing that.
Cool. Yeah, get your spreadsheets ready, support.
Yeah, how long has it been since the last portal opened?
3 days?
Okay. I don't think it'll open
Maybe
anytime in the next day or so, but it could. It's pretty randomized.
Does anyone have any other questions?
I guess not.
Yeah.
Huh? That's good.
Random or human random? Random.
Yeah, random. Like it's set on a random generator on the time.
Raid overview one day. Yeah, I think we could do that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how if you just have all of the different raids, or if you'd have it like by city with, you know,
I
the
would
number
imagine
of
by
raids.
city. I think other games did have some kind of like command overview or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Doc wants to be able to pull ships. In the oh, that's the splitting up reinforcement thing again.
Oh yeah.
Being able to pull part of it, like bring the ships home and leave the land troops that carried that were carried over behind.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we get the partial siege withdrawal window in, then you'll be able to do that.
And yes, it is getting more solid. We work really hard at it, so you know, every time there's something, you know, that stresses out the server, we go in there and fix it, and it just keeps getting better and better. And that's kind of the point of the betas, is to make the game, you know, ready for live, which we would not be able to do without you guys helping us test it. Just because there's not enough variables for a few amount of people to actually sit and test without actual live playing.
Yeah.
Nice to see the trolling taking off there in chat.
Leave it to
Even
Rex.
in hitbox.
We expect nothing less than Rex to start trolling in the hitbox. Yeah, if you guys want something in overviews and want to make a dummy one, we're using Bootstrap. So if you look up Bootstrap and you want to get in there and look at it, more than happy to put in other people's ideas if it's not something I think is you know, too much information. But you know, because it's Bootstrap and it's pretty much the generic Bootstrap dashboard that I'm using, and which is great because it is naturally responsive design. So it, you know, shrinks and grows and stuff. So you know, if anybody wants to get in there and play around with that, you know, we're more than happy to make overviews that people want, because I don't know what you guys need as well as you do.
Rex says he is banned from 200 channels on Twitch.
You've got too much time on your hands.
And Jay Knight says even the trolling is getting better. Yes it is.
So we're gonna have to wrap up because I do have stuff to do and patches and server fixes to do. So I thank you guys for tuning in. We will be on next week as well, and we are always in game if you need us. So thank you for testing and playing the betas and helping the game get to the point it needs to be for the live release. We were getting there, you know, as fast as humanly possible, and trying to fix new issues as soon as they pop up. So we appreciate everybody being patient, as well as setting up ways to test different aspects of the game.
Yes, thank you everyone, and keep having fun.
Yeah, I hope
Yes,
everybody's
thank you,
enjoying
everyone.
it.
Thanks for bearing with us and putting up with the bugs. And we'll see you next week.
Yep. So thank you guys, and we'll see you in chat.
Thanks.
Bye.